You're gay. Hello and welcome back, Ravers. This is season 5, episode 3 of Gay Rave, and I am the Gabby L. I am sorry for my gay voice, but please forgive me. We got some birthdays to get into. May I just say, it is Monday, March 30th, where I am right now recording this. It is late, so it might be a more brief episode, but let me first say happy birthday to our Ravers. First of all, my older sister with her very big age, the Mia L. It is her birthday today. Happy birthday. Raver Kelsey, happy birthday as well. And our brand newest Raver, just born today, the child of Genevieve and Caleb. I cannot wait to hear this name and to meet her. But congratulations on your new baby girl. A new Aries is born every day. Okay. Although I pray, it is still happening. All right. So last week was actually pretty fun. Much to talk about. All right. First, I just got back from my mother's house a little earlier today because there was a weekend in Connecticut here. Me and my softball team all went to a random Easta, Connecticut house to play the Traders and also just to bond before the season. Can I just say, everyone on the team, incredible vibes. All right. So Raver Alina, who is one of our captains with Raver Merit, put together this entire Traders game for our team. So Alina was essentially Alan Cumming, and every single piece was put together. Like, selected the traders, notified the traders, did the selection process, did all of the challenges, had all of the accessories for the challenges, did the roundtables, did the murders without fucking up even once. You have no idea. There was so much involved. Texting threads, texting the traders, texting the secret trader, making sure that we all had our information regarding the challenges. That involved some texting. I have no idea how none of us oversaw any of this and had it ruined for us. That is truly the biggest feat. A bunch of fucking gay people in a house and no one's looking over somebody's shoulder at their texts. You nosy bitches. I was amazed. So shout out to Raver Alina for putting that on. I was ultimately murdered. Okay, I wasn't faithful because I was afraid of being a traitor, and I was murdered second. So at least I got to stay in for a bit of time. I'm happy I wasn't voted out because I feel like that would actually hit my ego in a very specific and a very dark way. So I was killed, and I like to think it's because I was really well liked and that no one was ever going to vote me out. Okay, that's actually great for my ego, and I'm more than fine with that. I was fine with being murdered, and then I just got to have fun with the first outvote, Liz, who was number one narc. The whole team got a traitor out first because she was that suspicious. Imagine running your mouth to the point of you are not only a traitor, but you're actually out first. Devastating. Okay. So after that, my mom came to pick me up, hungover from this random house in Connecticut, taking me home. We did early Easter. It was less like the celebration of Jesus's birth or rising. It was less of the celebration of his rising. This is 9 years of Catholic education, by the way. His rising. It was more, I like to have baked potato. I like to have lasagna. Okay. So we did a little early Easter vibe. That was quite nice. Both my mother and my sister have March birthdays, if you can believe it. My mother, a Pisces, my sister, an Aries. Myself, a Libra. How do we do it? I'll never tell my secret. My father, unclear. Whatever December something is. All right. Someone ping me. Someone ping me in the chat. Okay. So that was funny. And, working for my mother's house, it's like a fucking minefield, people. That home is ground zero for cancellation. One of my biggest fears, as you know, being canceled. I'm fucking on camera with a virtual background trying to hide the African masks in my home and the bright orange walls because the whole thing is a fucking shrine to Africa. Our entire living room is ancient artifacts, elephant sculptures and masks and all these paintings of these beautiful African women. My mother just has a dedication to Africa in our living room. And yes, it is beautiful, it is bright, and I admire it. But wrong person walks in there, she's going to have some splaining to do. And I am going to recuse myself. This is not for me. I'm going to be in my lime green bedroom. All right. I'm going to be over here minding my fucking business. All right. I was not a part of these design choices. So that was quite funny. I did also last week see Death of a Salesman by Arthur Miller, the play. Okay. And, I think Daniel Radcliffe was in this play a couple of years ago. And in my mind, I think I missed it up with Merrily We Roll Along, which he was also in. because it was not jovial or fun. It was quite depressing. Still very poignant, though, I will say. So, this bitch, Arthur Miller, the guy who wrote The Crucible, by the way, this is pre Crucible Arthur Miller, by the way. Death of a Salesman. Still very relevant, very depressing. I didn't cry, though. I did not cry. I was very impressed by myself, especially because I've been on my perioso for my week or so. Okay. And I actually should ask my softball team if anyone got their period. I would be curious. I didn't see anyone really acting crazy. It was mostly just me. All right. So yeah, Death of the Salesman had in it fucking Nathan Lane of the Birdcage fame and from Girls, Marnie's first boyfriend, Charlie. So I was like, damn, there's hella celebrities in here. I felt like I was a little bit popular. I felt like I was a little bit something going on. So I did get to see Death of a Salesman, not a musical, quite depressing, not jovial, not fun at all, but definitely a good watch, a very good watch. I do want to go see Daniel Radcliffe's new show. It's called something. I gotta look this up. It's about like happiness or gratitude or something. Fuck me. Oh, it's Every Brilliant Thing. That's his new show. And it's like a lot of crowd work, he says. His run ends in like May 24th. And you know who replaces him after that? Motherfucking Mariska Hargitay. May 26th on. You can't go wrong. I do want to see it with him, but I kind of also want to see it with her. And then I have to get to Moulin Rouge with Meg Thee Stallion. Also on the internet this week, Meg Thee Stallion literally adopted a full-size dog because she apparently just learned about what kill shelters are. She was like, did you know that there are shelters that kill dogs that they can't get rid of? I heard that they were going to kill this guy, so I just adopted him. I said, girl, you already have a dog, and aren't you in a New York apartment? Oh, like, why am I in parasocially like worried about her capability to care for this dog? I know that she can, and she seems to love him, and it's very, very sweet. But how is the word about kill shelters not getting out? Like, I feel like we were all pretty informed about that. And speaking of, I got the content about her adopting this dog because now I'm on Cats Who Won't Get Adopted TikTok, and it's fucking depressing. They're like, this cat's been here for 700 days because he's got this weird eye. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't deal with this. But luckily, the people are stepping up. People are crossing state lines to adopt these cats. I do feel like if I win the lottery or somehow get less weird around animals, I'm going to volunteer for one of these fucking shelters. I'm going to do their social media and all their pets are going to be adopted. Okay, now I'm caring about pets. I don't even know what this is, okay? I swear to God, it's the fucking Aries in my life, okay? It's not that I don't care about pets. It's just that I am like kind of weird around animals. Like I only had cats growing up, like one cat. And so like I knew what to do with the cat. But with dogs, I'm like, I really don't know what to do with them. Like, what do I do with my hands? Is it normal? Should I let them lick my face? Like one time I was like letting a dog like lick all over my mouth. And they were like, why are you letting that dog do that? I was like, I did not know that I was supposed to stop the dog. I thought this was just like what the white people do. They like let their dogs lick their mouth. Because everyone's always talking about how clean a dog's mouth is. And I'm like, you wouldn't be saying that if we shouldn't. I just think it's too fucking much, okay? Too fucking much. And I didn't know what to do, and I looked like a freaking idiot. Moving on. Okay, so we watched a lot of March Madness this weekend. my mother, my father, and myself at my house, okay? First of all, my father, old as fuck, like almost 80 years old. He's like, these people are doing like professional basketball. Why aren't they making all these? His strategy was, why don't they just try to get a three every single time? Like the strategy for this game, it shouldn't be like running plays. It should just be like, you bring the ball up, you hit the three, then the other team gets it, they hit a three, and then you're all just hitting threes the whole time. I'm like, incredible strategy. I can't believe no one's tried that before. All right. And of course, it's pissing off my mom and I because we're like, these are kids, these are students. Even Michael Jordan only shot 50%. He cannot be told. He's too busy telling war stories. All right. And we let him go. We let him go. Okay. But UConn women all the way. Go Huskies. I'm wearing my Husky t-shirt. If you are on the YouTube, suddenly one time a year, I have pride. I did pridefully have women's season tickets when I was a UConn student. This is when they were on that like crazy winning streak. They were like winning 100 games in a row, like multiple seasons with no losses. I was there with my BFF Scott. And people would fight for these season tickets, not for the women though, because they were so good. And everyone's like, it's a moot point. They're always going to win. There wasn't like a ton of like competition, quote unquote, back in the day. So everyone was fighting for the men's tickets. And I got the men's tickets too, but not that first year. The first year I just had women's. And so we'd go to the games. It was so funny. Just us like, hey, you guys, what's up? Great job. Very fun. Very interesting. So UConn women going all the way. UConn men though. They played Duke this weekend and we just happened to have it on because the women's games were over. And man, the odds were like 10-1. Like, I think the betting statistics were like 80 to 90% of people had Duke winning that game. Duke was the 1 seed. I think UConn was either 2 or 4, something like that. All right. So UConn was down by as much as like 19 at points throughout this game. And my mother and I, we're just like, it's on. It's our ambient noise. We're doing phone time. She's watching AI bunnies in people's hands in other countries and other languages on her TikTok. I'm playing crossplay because it's the only game I could play anymore because I deleted the other ones from my phone. And then this game fucking starts to get good. Last couple minutes, they cut the deficit down to like 3. Now we're freaking out. The two of us, we have no skin in this game, and yet here we are fucking screaming and sweating about this. UConn, less than 30 seconds left, down 2. All right. They miss, oh God, their free throwing was horrific, right? They missed the free throws. It's Duke's ball. All they have to do, there's like now probably 10 seconds left in the game. All Duke has to do is get across half court. They don't get it. They turn it over. UConn's ball. 5, 4, 3, 2. They throw it to a 19-year-old freshman, all right? He hits the 3, and we win. When I tell you, my mother and I were up, we were screaming, we were banging on shit. I pissed my pants a little bit. More than a gusher, less than a Capri Sun. There is something so fucking electric. I just can't believe, like, watching that moment in real time. I swear to God, it's going to be like #1 on SportsCenter for the next week. It was crazy. And then I'm looking this up. I'm getting emotional. I'm like, this 19-year-old boy, this freshman from Indiana, is playing this fucking Elite 8 game. He hits the game-winning shot. I couldn't even believe it. He looks like he's 12. It's just so beautiful. The stories are so beautiful, okay? And also, by the way, why the fuck is men's college basketball 2 20-minute halves? Every other basketball sport, every other format, women's college, women's professional, men's professional, 4 quarters. Men's college, 2 20-minute halves. And I did look this up, and you know what they said? It's a tradition going back to 1905. I'm like, all right. You know what else was happening in 1905? People change, all right? It's ridiculous, and it's impractical. Like, if you're trying to prepare people for the NBA, I don't know. Shit pissed me off. All right, moving on. Since we're talking so much about the MNBA, it's time to talk about women again. Hello, back to the point. The WNBA draft is Monday, April 13th here in New York. Very, very excited for that. Happy to see all these very, very successful young people come to the WNBA. Come join us. Water's warm. Have some fun. We're going to have a great time. All right. And there's an expansion draft because there's 2 new teams this year, the Portland Fire and the Toronto Tempo. All right. So essentially all of the current teams in the WNBA have to like release players into this draft pool. So that way the new teams don't just have new people, right? People coming from college. They need veterans. They need like active players, current players in the league. Okay. So the expansion draft takes place before the WNBA draft, where all the college players come into the pool. So very, very exciting stuff going on. And I don't think I mentioned this last week because I was ranting about fucking TV, but the WNBA did sign their collective bargaining agreement. Shout out unions. And they got some pretty good shit. The term was shortened because I think like they would never come to an agreement if they had to re-sign for like a long period of time. I think they were comfortable coming to an agreement knowing that the term was shorter. So if they blow it out of the water, they can negotiate again sooner. They don't have to wait, like 5 years when it's grown exponentially to have the agreement revisited. So like here are some of the highlights. 20% of gross revenue, minimum salaries in 2026, $270,000 to $1.4 million, with each team's cap at $7 million. In 2025, that number was capped at $1.5 million. I'll have you say. exponential increase. They codified the fact that they're using charter planes, which started in 2024, but it wasn't in the CBA until now. They were taking regular ass economy flights before that. These gigantic women were here with the fucking plebs. I said, get them off my fucking plane. More medical staff being reimbursed for mental health expenses. You have to gain consent from pregnant players before you can trade them. I really like that one. Higher bonuses for awards and achievements like league MVP, all WNBA championships, titles, things like that. They're signing developmental players to teams. So up to 2 developmental players can be signed per team, which is exciting, and it doesn't count towards their roster or salary cap limit. So that's good for people who join the WNBA or who get brought on via the draft but get cut from the roster before the season starts because they just don't have the spots. Like, that's fantastic for new and growing talent. They have mandatory meetings with the union of refs. They have coring requirements changes and better scheduling, since now there are going to be more teams in the league. The seasons are going to be longer, probably going through November, and they need schedule optimization. So say, for example, maybe they don't do 3 or 4 away games at a time before another home game. They aren't away for multiple weeks before they come home. They need rest. They need certain accommodations. So that is really exciting. I am really happy for them. But moving on to the WNBA drama, okay? We need to talk about Dejanay Carrington. Come get your baddie chain, all right? This woman is so hot, it's crazy, all right? And she's very good at basketball. Dejanay Carrington, won most improved player, a year or 2 ago. She is not only hot, but she is talented, and we are happy for her, all right? So here's the tea. Dejanay Carrington started her season last season on the Dallas Wings with her then girlfriend, Nalissa Smith. And they were low-key a power couple at the time. So the fact that they were both on the same team was so exciting. They were playing together. They were both pretty good. It was exciting. But they only got that 5 minutes before they were both traded. So then Dejanay Carrington, a guard, got traded to the Minnesota Lynx. And the Lynx, very good team. All right. Nalissa Smith got traded to the Las Vegas Aces. They still stayed together throughout the season, and they still supported each other publicly. They were posting about each other, things like that. Very, very happy for them. Happy for all of us. Happy for the culture. In 2025, though, at some point they did break up. It was rumored that Nalissa Smith cheated. Okay, unclear, but listen, she's in Vegas. Hard to say. I wouldn't cheat, but I'm just saying. Okay. So they broke up. It was very public. Dejanay was doing her little thirst trapping on the internet, although she does not need to show her what she's missing because we already know. Okay, we all already know. Dejanay Carrington is #1 baddie of the century. Although, I don't know, competition, Angel Reese. But Angel Reese is a child, so therefore I will go with Dejanay. Don't know her age, but think she's older than Angel. All right, so this past week, Dejanay Carrington posted an Instagram story of a sunset. And it's my life is so amazing, okay? And who on Snapchat posts the exact same image? No one but Nalissa Smith's teammate, Jackie Young, from the Las Vegas Aces. And you know what's simply amazing about this? Dejanay now being with a player from her ex's team. It's that the player she's with now is better. Jackie Young is objectively a better basketball player, a starter on the Aces, and Nalissa is not at this time. And to that, I'm that is my girl. Okay, so the rumors of this soft launching via this sunset photo were flying, and then soft launch, they show up at the fucking Notre Dame NCAA game this weekend together. They're it's sparking rumors about a soft launch. I'm a soft launch? They posted these 2 photos and then went to the game together. I feel that's a pretty hard launch, if you ask me. Okay, so I simply cannot wait for the season to start and for Jackie to go back to Vegas where Nalissa is and for them to be hey, how y'all doing? It is messy, but I respect it and it's still cute. Okay, so that is all the tea. We can wrap that one up with a bow. Moving on, the internet has been kind of funny this week. And I will tell you why. First of all, the Kit Kat theft. Thieves have stolen more than 400,000 Kit Kat chocolate bars weighing around 12 tons from a truck in Europe. 12 tons? Kit Kats are light as air. I have no idea how that's possible. So apparently, a total of 413,793 Kit Kat bars were stolen. Each one is traceable using on-pack batch numbers, and Kit Kat has asked anyone who finds a match to alert the company. Essentially, one of their trucks en route from like Italy to Poland, all of their supply was stolen. I'm like, damn, where do you even put it? Do they take the whole truck or do they empty the truck? I don't know logistically how that works. But like with Europe, I'm sure they're going to be like, I don't know. You got to figure it out, you know? And the Kit Kat people said, while we appreciate the criminal's exceptional taste, the fact remains that cargo theft is an escalating issue for businesses of all sizes. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cute. And they're like, don't worry, you guys. Supply is not affected. Easter is coming. We have those Kit Kat rabbits on their way. I am not concerned. And they said, this is not the only massive chocolate heist to have taken place recently in Europe. A British man was just sentenced to 18 months in jail in July 2023 for stealing 200,000 chocolate eggs. And they were the Cadbury cream eggs. He took them, though, from an industrial unit in a stolen truck. Would I take 200,000 cream eggs? If I could properly store them at the correct temperature? Well, sure. Hello, they are delicious. And 'tis the fucking season. It is cream egg season. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Easter is the best candy season, and I will not be told. Okay, I just saw a trailer for the new RuPaul movie called Stop This Train or Stop That Train. And I just know that shit started as a rusical. You know, you look at this trailer and I'm like, I just know that RuPaul Charles, in their seasons of Drag Race, they will at some point, probably like halfway throughout, make the remaining drag queens in the competition put on what is called a rusical, a RuPaul musical. All right. And it is created from the brilliant minds of RuPaul and others, of course, but it is a fully written, scripted dialogue, songs, choreography. The queens themselves sing the songs, like they record the songs, and then they have to lip sync them in a real life play for the judges with costume design, choreography, etc. Okay, and then they're judged on that rusical. So RuPaul has come up with incredible ideas for these rusical over time, like personal favorites. The Pharma Rusical. It's essentially a bunch of infomercials for pharmaceuticals that they turned into a play. Another one, Trump, the Rusical, was loosely based on Greece, but about the Trump administration, of course. The Sound of Rusic, Moulin Rouge, and my personal favorite, Bitch Perfect. So the amount of work that likely goes into these fucking Rusicals that they do every single season, I'm constantly impressed. I'm like, you just know that somewhere there's like a Word document of all the ideas for potential Rusicals. And I think this movie was at some point an idea for a Rusical. And I think that is hilarious. All right. Will I be seeing it? Yes. It looks actually kind of funny and like it will be a camp classic 20 years from now. Okay, moving on. Chelsea Cutler has a new song, and I think we talked about this a little bit, but Chelsea Cutler last year had like a devastating breakup with her long-term girlfriend, and now she's writing her hoeing music because she's in her hoeing phase, like of mourning, of grieving that relationship. Okay, and this is called like "Obsessed with You" or like "I'm Sorry, I'm Obsessed with You" is the name of the song. Song kind of bangs. It's like kind of a sexy vibe, and I feel like the new song is quite good. And it's essentially what happens when you get bangs. Like you get bangs, then you're like, I am so mysterious and sexy. Like my eyes are kind of shielded by these little hairs, and now it's like, who am I? And I feel like that was the motivation for the song and for the video. Like I was locked in on the song. I was like, okay, this is good. Like I'll listen to this again. And then I watched the video and I was like spinning a little bit, not because of the emotions it evoked, but because of the confusion mostly. It is her with this girl, right? Like a hot girl. It's like her like hooking up with this hot girl. And then it's like flashing back to her with what seems like her ex. Okay. And so then they start to marry those two together, and it's like shows her like trying to hook up with this girl, and then she gets lost in it, and then she opens her eyes and she sees it's her ex, and she's like, whoa, oh my gosh, you know? And so those like timelines are mixing up. And so it's clearly about those memories, yada yada. But at one point, 2 minutes in, I'm pretty sure they introduced someone we hadn't seen before, and then they never mentioned or put her in the video again. And then at one point, like she was hooking up with a new girl, and then it flashed to her hooking up with her ex, like in the same scene, like trying to get into her mind. And then in another scene, her ex was hooking up with the new girl. Like she wasn't even involved. And I was like, we're kind of mixing metaphors here. I was very confused. And I was like, okay, don't let me shade your fantasy queen, but I thought we were on parallel paths with the whole breakup and then bangs, but I don't know. I'm not overly freaked out in this way, but I do support it, and I will be giving it another listen. Okay. All right, last current event. Oh, happiness for our WNBA baddie Arike Agumbawale, who got married. Another baddie off the market. So depressing. So apparently, she got married to her longtime influencer girlfriend Lala Renee in February in Miami. So like during Unrivaled season. How sweet is that? Like, I am happy for them that they got married. She's like 29 years old. She's like pretty successful. The team won Unrivaled. She's been very successful in WNBA. Like, I am ultimately happy for her, but that's another good one down. Let's move in to rave reviews. First rave review, Bridgerton, starting its 5th season soon. Lesbian. Okay. So apparently, me, never watched Bridgerton. I'm going to tell you what I know about Bridgerton. Apparently, Bridgerton is about a family named Bridgerton. And each season is about one of the siblings, the Bridgerton siblings. So far there have been 4 seasons, and there are 8 siblings. So there will be 8 seasons. And this 5th season is about one of them, and she is going to be lesbiana. I don't want to spoil anything, but they're saying that someone's husband died at the end of season 4, and now she's in love with the cousin. Girl, I don't know. It's interracial and it's lesbian. So essentially, woke mafia, get your ass up. We are so fucking back. We are going old-timey lesbian interracial couple and your husband's dead? I don't know. It kind of seemed like libs are up these days. First we got the fucking 2-gender crap. Now we got this. Don't get me hopped up on good news. I don't know. Well, let me bring you down. Because grave reviews are bad. All right, this is bad. And for me especially, if you know anything about me, I'm going to be talking about 3 things. Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show, Usher's Super Bowl halftime show, Beyonce's Super Bowl halftime show. All right. Number 2, specifically, Usher. Usher was being interviewed for Forbes magazine, and they were doing a word association game. Okay. And they asked him, what comes to mind when I say the word Diddy or Puff Daddy or Sean Combs? And Usher said, legacy. He went on to say, in many ways, I think certain people are prosecuted and maybe not recognized for the greatness that they offer. I don't have anything negative to say about Sean Combs because my experience was not what the world has seen and how he's been misrepresented. I'm not saying that every man is perfect, he continued. I'm not saying that all of us don't have flaws, but I can't with any sense of humanity not recognize the valuable contributions that this man made for us as Black entrepreneurs, for us as businessmen, for us as people who have transitioned culture and ideas into something that's tangible. Usher, baby. That is not a good look. Meanwhile, Diddy is serving 4 years in prison for like prostitution charges, and there's a video of him fully assaulting a woman. Usher, do not do this to me. You better get in the corner. 10 minutes. Time out. You better come back with that apology. You better go hard. Okay? There is no way that Kit Kat is posting an apology about the fucking robbery and you are putting this shit out on the internet. I really need... You know who got canceled this week too? Chili. Chili from TLC was like promoting some MAGA type shit, and she posted a statement that was like, listen, I didn't know, like, I'm pro-family. I'm religious and I love families, and so like I got mixed up into something I didn't understand. I'm sorry. I'm not MAGA. That's not my life. Okay? Chili did the right thing. Usher, do the right thing. Do not make me retire your hits and your Super Bowl halftime show. That would break me. Okay? Meanwhile, I'll be looking to the stars. I will be getting my crystals out, be rubbing them together in prayer that you come to your senses, sir. Okay? Moving on. Can I say something? Watching live television while I was home was actually fucking crazy. It had me seeing things I've never even seen before. Okay, first of all, American Idol, still on, if you didn't know that. The 3 judges are Carrie Underwood, Lionel Richie, Luke Bryan. Lionel, we need you right now. We are outnumbered. They were having a night. It actually aired tonight that I'm recording this. It's called Songs of Faith Night. Songs of Faith Night. Contestants sing songs of faith. Lionel, where's All Night Long right now, King? Come on. What are we doing? Hello. We are outnumbered by the country people, okay? I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. And so I looked this up. I'm like, this cannot be real. They're like doing full commercials like, it's faith night, it's songs of faith night. I'm like, is this where we're at as a culture? Damn, I'm really missing a lot of shit being in my little lib bubble over here. New York Times tote bag ass New Yorker. Okay, I got banged, so I can't see this shit anymore. I don't have TV. God damn. Okay. And I looked this up and they said last year's faith themed episode became one of the highest rated shows of the season, proving something powerful. When music taps into deeper meaning, people pay attention. Songs of Faith Night was one of the highest rated shows of this American Idol season. I don't know. We got to get Tila Tequila back. We got to get bad shit back on TV. Like, this is what is happening when we are not watching, you guys. American Idol used to bring us together. Ruben stuttered. Clay Aiken. I actually think that Clay Aiken threw the first brick at Stonewall for what he did back in those early 2000s. From Justin to Kelly, I don't know. It's just not sitting right with me, and I needed everyone to be aware. Okay. I'm sorry. My I'm sorry for the week is once again about Clavicular. He went viral on the internet. He was arrested for something. I'm pretty sure it was really bad, but a video dropped of him because he's constantly live streaming, and he went up to somebody and was like, "Oh, are you okay?" And they were like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, you were kind of by yourself maxing, so I wanted to make sure that you were fine." And I was like, oh my God. New vocal stim alert. By yourself maxing. So I'm chill with that. I was not familiar with his game. Listen, I know that looks maxing was probably something he got from somebody else, but kid's got branding. All right. And he's definitely in prison for something bad. And he definitely shouldn't be doing meth. And he definitely shouldn't have been doing anabolic steroids since he was 13. But some things you get right. All right. And I'm sorry about it. Songs of the week. Berghain remix by Rosalia. Of course. It's the one that she did at the Brits. Absolutely incredible. My gay baddie from volunteering introduced me to Chloe Keisha. It's like pop, girly, good music. So Sad, So Hot is what I'm going to recommend. And I've also been really looping Broccoli by Dram and Lil Yachty. Okay? And I don't want to fucking hear another word about it. If you go back and listen to that song and you're not bopping, you got something wrong with you. All right? Last but not least, Trans Day of Visibility is March 31st. Happy Trans Day of Visibility to all my wonderful trans friends and fans and ravers out there. I stand with you. I love you. And you are visible to me. Okay. While I am not, I do respect and love you. And all of you are hot to me. Okay. Let's kiss. I will see you next week in fucking Peru with the gang. All right. This has been Gay Rave. I am the Gabby L, and the L is for say it with me. Love you. Bye.
That's what she said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James.